Hi guys, it's such a beautiful morning, so I thought I might start this update video in a slightly different way than I normally do. The video you just saw was shot yesterday. I had planned on heading back to the boat and shooting this video, but Jökull and I wound up walking for 5 hours. When we finally made our way back to the boat, I sort of got sucked in by the new season of House of Cards on Netflix. Now I'm not that much into politics, but Kevin Spacey does such a great job in the role as Frank Underwood. I don't have a TV aboard the boat or at my house, but I'm quite fond of Netflix for whenever I need a little bit of passive entertainment. Whoops, we sort of got sidetracked there. I did do something useful yesterday. I made a prioritized list of all the projects I have aboard the boat. I want to get started on those as soon as the weather is just a little bit nicer than it is right now. I thought I'd just share with you the first few items on the list because most of them are gonna make it into a video here on my channel anyways. The first item on the list is sort of a biggie. It's the engine. As some of you guys may know, I had some issues last November where oil was coming out the air intake. Now, before taking the engine apart, I want to try using an additive that a couple of you guys have actually recommended. I've never taken an engine apart before, and getting spare parts for such an old engine can be a real pain, so it seems like it would be well worth the effort to just give the additive a try. The second item on the list is much easier. It's putting up shelves in the tiny closet. Having shelves in there would allow me to utilize the space in a much more efficient way, and utilizing space aboard such a small sailboat is very important. Of course, I'd have to be able to remove the shelves again to be able to insulate the inside of the hull once the weather gets warm enough. The third item is to build a chain locker. The Ballad doesn't have a chain locker, and dragging anchor rope across the deck to store it in the cockpit lockers isn't very practical. Now, I won't be adding a windlass because, well, that would be too expensive, but still having a chain locker up in the forepeak should be a big improvement. Item number 4 on the list would be to install one of those compressor kits to convert my icebox into a fridge. One of you guys sent me a link to a web shop that has an awesome deal on one of the isotherm kits I mentioned in one of my previous videos, so I'll definitely be doing that later this spring. Item number 5 would be to remove the mast, replace all of the wiring inside the mast, and make absolutely sure that the wiring that's in there no longer slams against the inside of the mast whenever the boat is moving. That sound is very close to driving me absolutely insane. While I have the mast down, I might be adding a masthead wind sensor. Item number 6 on the list, and I think this one is the last one I'm gonna mention now in order not to make this video too long and boring. Well, item number 6 is to insulate the remainder of the hull. I still need to insulate inside the tiny cupboard and behind the head. Also, I think I want to add some more insulation out in the V-berth. Right now there's only 3mm out there, and 15mm would be much better. That was the first 6 items on my list. I had sort of planned to start taking care of the outside appearance of the boat this summer, because there's definitely some work to be done there. But in case I want to move aboard the boat on a permanent basis later this year, I want to make sure that everything down below is taken care of. So I'm gonna be prioritizing those jobs ahead of the outside appearance. So this year I'm just gonna do the bare minimum on the outside, so sort of clean, polish, and paint the bottom if needed. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the glimpse into the projects I'm gonna be doing aboard the boat this spring. See you! And shooting this video, but God damn it. Remember to turn off electronics before shooting a video. Issues last November. Oil was... What the frick was that? This is very important. Now of course I'd have to be... Nope. One of you guys sent me a link to a webshop. What? Ah, son. Jökull and I hope you've enjoyed this video. To be notified about new content, please click subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I suggest you check out the introduction playlist. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and feel free to leave a comment.